Good morning. It is Wednesday the 28th, and I'm doing a much belated writer's update. Starting with a writing tip, moving into update on the virtual tabletop game session, and ending with a little story time and a riddle. First, wordplay belongs in dialogue. That's not to say you can't have wordplay outside of dialogue, but focus on when characters are speaking. Make them clever, or make them, from their perspective, believe that they are being clever. It can be a dad joke, a mistake in an analogy, or it doesn't have to be perfect. Actually, it's better if it isn't perfect. But getting into the mind of the character, and from their perspective, they're kind of like, yeah, I said something pretty slick. It's a refinement. It brings life. It helps separate characters. Common thing for all writers, and certainly for myself, is when I'm introducing several throwaway characters and differentiating between them. It's much easier with a major character to build up their differences from other characters, but when just a throwaway character, just a little attempt at humor or cleverness, as they say a thing like commenting insults of the point of view character are good. Some backhanded compliment. So I've been refining my chapters a bit with the book I'm working on, Valkyrie of Desire, with that in mind. Game session. So there has been a dip in player participation. I feel that there's a campaign closure that's imminent, and a possible positive, possible negative, possible entropy ending to the campaign. I'm letting it move in a natural flow, not forcing, not trying to draw new players in at the moment. I've got an idea for a next chapter, for a next campaign, that the current players and even some of the current characters can flow into naturally. I think there's been, in these past few years, some wonderful collaborative storytelling moments, and as things drift and dry up a bit, I want it to continue to be fun, not feel like work. One thing my brother said, he's a player in the campaign, was feeling, well, I interpreted it to be a less than fun experience, like a kind of stress that he would have, a kind of work. And certainly, I don't want to. I want this to be I think the role for role playing, for virtual tabletop role playing, especially with people who tend to have to play it virtually because of logistical reasons and time constraints and the stress of life, is that it's a therapeutic collaborative storytelling session. So something for me to keep in mind, checking in with players and making sure that they're actually having fun. Now, after a few years, characters get pretty built up and pretty connected to a player, so I can understand them sticking it out when they aren't getting what they need from it. So part of the pause was to reconnect with what the players want, and just making sure that the story is flowing the right way and comes to a natural conclusion. So I look forward to exploring that more, and then doing a little pause so I can start up a new chapter the correct way. And certainly I've been influenced by watching Critical Role clips, the live streaming, professionally done D&D role-playing group that puts... It's good to keep in perspective that these are professional voice actors, and they're an inspiration, and I hope to up my game so that especially new players coming in with the Critical Role experience are get some of what they saw. And so I do recommend watching some clips of Critical Role on YouTube, if not checking out their live stream, although they may have completed maybe in a pause between seasons, maybe indefinitely, but there's plenty of reruns. Story time. So City of Lost Souls, rewinding a bit. So City of Lost Souls is a name of the new potential campaign based in a city that's been taken over by a Death Knight, my world's version of a Death Knight, which is kind of like a Windows blue screen of death, breaking the rules kind of creature. Hard to even call it a creature. Not the D&D version of a Death Knight that is fightable. This is something that you can't effectively fight directly. You need to deprive its indirectly. Anyway, and then the new characters that players would play have souls that are depleted in some way. It's the rough concept. And okay, so story time. I was walking under the sun, the heat baking me on the way to a hot spring, and I had a cigarette in my hand, and I was looking forward to the naked bodies I could judge, 'cause I'm such a stud. And breathe in, flick aside, walk on, and there's a spark down there, and I curse myself. Damn, that was an error. And before I go a step further, there's a sweetheart in bikini top and some short bottoms, some frayed jean shorts, those Daisy Dukes, with a big smile, kind of a hippie tan, and she gives me a little wave, and I pause, and then I shake head, and I sniff the air, and I point, say, "Oh no, there's a fire starting down there. We better get some help." And she claps her cheeks and runs over and looks down and calls to her friends. Couple men. Damn. So they scoot her away to safety, and I'm left with organizing a kind of escape for those at the hot springs. As the fire spreads from tree to tree in this heat, it's going to barbecue everything. Well, shit. I'm not going to get my soak today. I'm coughing. Not good for my asthma. Time to pull out and deny. So that's just me kind of getting into the head and mocking whoever flicked a cigarette and started a forest fire a year ago at the Terwilliger Hot Springs where I visited. So yeah. See you next time. Bye. Oh, Riddle. Jesus, I'm out of sorts today. Riddle. And also I'll include the text in the description. Sweet hair just before the hippies. All the flowers make combs sticky. A buzz about the queen's style. builds around her papal castle. Style, castle? Close enough.